Hi everyone, I'm Sunny, and today's pick a card is a yes or no pick a card. For today, the topic will be about whether you can have an additional pet or add an additional pet to your existing pets or to your home unit. So I have 4 piles you may choose from left to right. I have pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you need more time, pause the video, sorry, and see you at your pile or piles of choice. So with that being said, I will start with pile number 1. Pile number 1, you guys have a no. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Oops, sorry for the glare. I'll just place it down. Ace of Pentacles reversed. This is a no. So it's a no for now. It's not a no forever. It depends on what you decided to make it. It could be that right now it's not best to have an additional pet because you could be low in funds. You could have been like using them for whatever reason, but you might not have the resources right now to care for another pet, or you have more than enough with the ones you already have, or you could be saving up for one, just not right now. Like, it really is a matter of time with this one. I do think it's going to be sooner than you think, but I don't think it would be right in this moment. Or it could be that you're planning for one, but you know that you have to save. So right now you could be some of you guys could try to save for that moment when you decide to have one, or you could hold on to your resources for now and just think about it if it's like the right time overall when you're like financially more responsible and stable. But I think the opportunity is there, but just not in this moment or right now, or like no for quite a good time. So choose whatever resonates for you, pile number 1. But I think the intention's good. I think the intention's more so that you're trying to, like, if this is you, like, you're trying to really think things through, not just think about it willy-nilly and just like let everything fall into place. But even if things were to fall into place, I just don't think you have the foundation. For example, like, your apartment would be like, you could have an apartment that doesn't allow you to have pets, or maybe it would be costly for you to have the extra added fees for having a pet, when you can maybe decide to move later on to an area that you might not have to pay for them, or have more pet friendly accessibility. So I just think it's just a matter of timing and framing when it comes to that kind of mentality and options. But overall, this is a no. I think you have your hands full right now, and I think you have other responsibilities to take care of for the most part with this Ace of Pentacles reversed. So next, pile number 2, you guys have the Tower card upright. So this is a yes, but it could be like a chaotic yes, in the sense where, for example, you get an emotional support animal, and you could have some already, but you want like an extra buddy here and there. Or maybe because you're like, oh, my pet looks like they're lonely, right? You're trying to maybe not replace someone else, but you're trying to fill the void with more love, right? So maybe you're thinking this is a great idea. So yes, you'll have them, but it would create a lot of changes, probably chaotic. I think of it in the sense, like, imagine you have an elderly animal and then you have a young animal coming in to like make them feel young again, but they kind of don't like that because they're different personalities. Like, they're more chill, and then your new pet could be more rambunctious and energetic, so they create a lot of chaos. So it could be that, like, that training phase of, like, they're still young, they have energy, they want to play around, but it can be very chaotic, right? So it's a drastic change. Or you could have you could want an additional pet, and you bring them in, but it turns your life upside down. It's like suddenly you have a bunch of things to do, to like, they're high maintenance maybe, and then suddenly you're like, oh, I have to do all these things to make sure that they don't mess up your home around. They don't make it a mess. So yeah, it could be that. Like, I think you may be also up for the challenge, but yeah, it might create a lot of obstacles, or you might have a lot of obstacles before you get to have your pet. A lot of transformation, a lot of changes in your life. Maybe even for some, you could be separating from a partner who doesn't want to have pets and you do, and suddenly you're like, well, this is a big step for me, but I'm willing to take it, so you take it. That could also be it. There's so many scenarios that could happen, but having a pet will create a lot of instability and change, but it might have been needed for you. I think they might show you where the foundation's shaky. It's like something feels like the ground needed to be moved. Maybe they're just a lot. Like their personality might be a lot, I think, but this is a yes. So next, pile number 3. You guys have the strength card upright. So I think this is a yes, by the way, but I think you could find your pet outside. You could get the distribution system, right? Like, oh, you suddenly find your pet outside and you're like trying to catch them and try your best to like wrangle them and stuff to bring them in because they're wild, they're feral. They're street animals, and maybe that's why you want to domesticate them. you love the wild energy. Or they could be very wild. They don't have to have these scenarios, but they could be a very wild animal, but you have a strong bond with them. So I think that above it all, you guys have a big heart, and they both know it, and you guys both know it. But I just think that you like that wild spirit. You like a beast to tame. So yes, you could. I think you could probably have more too. That's why you love having several pets, or maybe you just have one because they take up all your energy. So take what resonates. But this is yes. This feels good. This feels like you feel like you can count on them, right? I think that you can play with them and wrestle with them. I think they're big beasts, or maybe they're just tall giants. That literally could also be it, that they're sweethearts, but they're huge. For their breed or for their size, or whatever. But I just think they could be big and they could be intimidating to people, but they could be soft giants. There could be gentle giants. But yeah, I do think you'll have a very strong bond with your new pet, should you decide to have one, of course. Last but not least, pile number 4. You guys have, let me cover this, the Lover's card reverse. So this is a no. I think maybe you want the option there, but I don't think you're over maybe the separation of a pet. It's like you could also have had a pet who passed on, and you are still kind of recovering. So maybe you wanted it, you want one at one point, but maybe right now it's not the right time. I think you're still healing, right? Or you're maybe focused too much on yourself. That could be it. Or your lifestyle could also be someone that's like more independent, less like likely to be at home, like to be caring for animals, and you want one, but you're just like, I don't know if they fit with my lifestyle. I just think I have too many things going on, and I don't like to come home and think like, oh, I have to care for somebody else, right? So maybe you could also not have kids either, because you like the flexibility of just counting on yourself and doing what you want, coming home when you want, and not having to have a set schedule. I think that you're still making up your mind probably with this one. So the love might be there, but I think you love yourself more. And there's nothing wrong with that. Or you just feel like, not right now, maybe later on. But I think that if you do have one, like, I think maybe that might have a lot to do with like a partner, like, or you form a partnership with somebody and they have one already, and you're just kind of like tippy-toeing, right? Like baby steps, like figuring out like how, to live with that, because that's a big commitment for, getting into a relationship too. It's like, do they have kids? Do they have pets? Because they're add-ons. But yeah, or maybe when you do decide to make that commitment, you want someone that's going to be matching your level, being equal. Like you want a pet that's going to be vibing with you, not being too much or too little. It's like you want someone that's equal, like you, like of value in the sense of communication, like how their personalities match with you. You want like your counterpart. So maybe not right now. Like you could either be healing, or you could be very independent, or like maybe should the time arise at some point, it could be you could have a pet because of a partner, or like you go to your partner's home or apartment and they have some animals, right, or an animal. So that's how you kind of meet them and tippy-toe and kind of get attached to them, maybe like slowly grow that bond. So that's what I have for you guys, just letting you know it's going to be a no for you guys. But it could be a no for right now, not a no forever. So thank you so much for watching my video to the very end. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It helps me with my channel, and I'll see you in a different video. So bye everybody.